We have multiple reports indicating that the Kyren Williams contract conversations are getting more positive than not. We are also talking about the Manning Passing Academy and why Les Snead was there, all on today's episode of the Rams Digest. I'm your host, Joshua Giron. Remember, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Press that subscribe button now, as roughly 65.7% of you guys are watching the videos already, but you're just not pressing the subscribe button. All I'm saying is, if you're already here, you're already watching, might as well press that subscribe button so you don't miss any daily Rams content here at the Rams Digest. First things first, I do want to discuss this Kyren Williams slight update. I'm mixing up my intros here, but Kyren Williams slight contract update. You can call it a bold statement from Kyren Williams all you want. Ultimately, it's nothing really super major, but it's interesting to kind of hear from this perspective here. I want to be honest with you guys about this. I don't think this means Kyren Williams is going to sign a contract within the next couple of weeks, but Rams Kyren Williams sends a bold message on his future in LA. And really, what we're talking about here is Kyren Williams talking with LA Times, I believe it was, just kind of giving his opinion on the situation. They're asking him questions about his contract and what it's looking like, what are the updates on it, how does he feel about his future here in Los Angeles. And I think a lot of Rams fans appreciate Kyren Williams, understand the business side of things, don't want to pay Kyren Williams a bunch of money because it's a running back, he's been here for a few years, all that good stuff that people always talk about when it comes down to contracts and teams, things of that nature. But ultimately, like I always say, pay the players all the money in the world. They deserve all of it. Kyren Williams has been such a workhorse for the Rams the last couple years. Yeah, fumble issues, not the perfect running back, but a very, very good, honestly underrated in my opinion in terms of the entire NFL, running back the last couple of seasons. And here we're talking about his quote to LA Times. He says, "I would love for it to get done," talking about his contract, right? "So I can take care of my family and the loved ones that helped me get here. I've always got trust in God, whether it happens now or I play out the season. I know it's going to happen eventually. I know with time it's going to happen." And that is kind of a major positive update, right? When we're talking about Kyren Williams and his contract conversations, it's been kind of up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen. What's the future of Kyren Williams? Not necessarily at the top of priority for a lot of Rams fans or even just in general with news, but ultimately kind of something we're curious about, right? What is happening with him? Blake Corum is not going to probably be your future workhorse running back. You did draft the running back in the draft this year, so what is happening? What does it look like? What's the future for the running back position and the future for Kyren Williams, a very important piece of this Rams offense the last couple years? And I think the key note that I want to point out here is him saying, "I know with time it's going to happen." Now, I don't know if he's saying that any contract at some point in time is going to happen, or if he's simply saying that the contract with the Rams specifically is going to happen. That's kind of up in the air. It's a big update though, right? He's saying it's going to happen at some point, but it could happen at the end of this season. I'm willing and ready and preparing mentally to go ahead and, play out the season not having a contract extension, which is not ideal, but ultimately if that's something he's already thinking about, something he's throwing out there, definitely something that seems to be a possibility or has been told to him to be a possibility. Here's Les Snead talking about the same exact situation. I believe he was speaking with The Athletic here. He says, "We all want this to work out. It's just, can we agree upon a contract where we feel like it's a win-win? And if it doesn't happen this year, it doesn't mean that Kyren is not going to be a part of next year. Doesn't mean that we don't do something a year from now." So on both sides here, I'm saying it's a positive update in the sense of, look, Sean McVay came out as well. We don't have a quote from him, but he also said, "I love Kyren. Kyren knows how much I love him. We want him to be a part of this team. We want him to be a part of the future of this team. We want him here." Les Snead's coming out and saying, "Want it to happen, want to make it happen. Could be this year, could be next year. It's just got to be the right contract. Win for them, win for the team as well. That is what we're looking for. Could be this year, probably going to be next year." Kyren saying, "I might play out the whole season. We'll see, maybe next year." So I think all signs point to, hey, green light in terms of the relationship between the Rams and Kyren Williams, but kind of a red light on the contract update, contract conversations, in the sense of they both seem to be like, maybe we'll revisit this next season. We'll let Kyren play his contract out. Ultimately, a little bit of a risk on his end, Kyren Williams' side of things, of course, but ultimately hoping, knock on wood, that he plays a full healthy season and shows him, hey, look, I'm a beast. give me my money, pay me guaranteed money. Let's take care of this contract so I can stay a Ram, remain a Ram for years to come. It's interesting though, right? He could have an amazing, incredible year this upcoming year. And if the Rams win the Super Bowl, it's all positive. If they do win the Super Bowl, I think they're more inclined to keep the roster together, right? Almost like a thank you to the players. But at the same time, if you don't win a Super Bowl, Kyren plays well, but not super well. The team is struggling. Money is a topic of conversation. All of a sudden, are you going to pay Kyren Williams even if he has another good year? Because that's another year of tread on his tires, another year of him putting in the work as a workhorse, running back, another year older. All that stuff does come into play when we're talking about the running back position. So it's a very intriguing place the Rams find themselves in. They seem to like Kyren, want him to be a part of the future, but they don't seem to want him and like him enough to make him a part of that future right now. So contract coming, maybe next year. That's kind of what it seems like with the Kyren Williams update, for anyone curious. Moving on from that, I already said the Kyren Williams contract. Quarterback scouting, right? We talked about this at the top. Manning family, they're having that Manning Passing Academy. They've been having it for years now, since 96, it looks like. That's what it said on their shirts, right? And so ultimately, when we're talking about them hosting a Manning camp, or in general kind of hosting different quarterbacks to train with, when we're talking about Eli Manning, Peyton Manning coming together, doing these things, well, one person in particular that happened to be there was Los Angeles Rams general manager, as he got an early head start on scouting potential quarterbacks of the future this offseason. This comes to us from A to Z Sports, I believe. And yeah, we are discussing that situation, right? The Manning family hosting camps. Obviously, they're going to involve their college star quarterback, or future star quarterback, if you will, Arch Manning, who is potentially going to be a top draft pick in a draft in the near future, whether it's next year or the following year after that. Les Snead showing out, already trying to scout some of this quarterback talent. So we know the Rams talked about not wanting a quarterback this past draft. You see here, however, after their move to acquire a second first-round pick in the upcoming 2026 NFL Draft, many have immediately linked the Rams to a quarterback this upcoming season, especially in a class that is shaping up to be chock full of talented prospects. Rams general manager Les Snead might have already gotten a head start on scouting out the Rams' future franchise quarterback this summer. At SEC Media Days, Oklahoma Sooners quarterback John Matier let it slip that Les Snead was there to watch and meet with the crop of quarterbacks at the Manning Passing Academy last month. Les Snead met with each of these quarterbacks alongside Peyton Manning and Eli Manning and former NFL head coach John Gruden. Controversial head coach, but former head coach nonetheless. So ultimately, Les Snead seems to be doing some homework. Oklahoma Sooners quarterback may have gotten in trouble a little bit by saying a little too much information. Gotten Les Snead in trouble, maybe. Not in trouble, but, I think it ultimately, in the game of sports, these GMs, scouts, all these guys are ultimately going to be at all places at all the time. They want to see all these future potential stars. They want to see these future quarterbacks, these future prospects in action sooner rather than later. And so Les Snead kind of obviously building that relationship with the Manning family, if you will, at the Manning Passing Academy, you can say, maybe just showing up, maybe guest speaker, maybe just helping out the camp, whatever you want to say. Les Snead as a working general manager is going to keep his hand on the pulse of what the future of the prospects will look like at all positions in the future NFL drafts, but of course the quarterback positions as well. So building those relationships early, that's kind of a key here. And I think it's nice work to see Les Snead out there hustling, bustling, doing what he has to do to see, hey, can we find a quarterback for the Rams? Is there one? Is a potential one that we should be keeping an eye on and scouting now? Maybe that's what Les Snead was doing. Very intriguing here. Here's a list of all of the quarterbacks that were there as like camp counselors, essentially hosting, working out guys, obviously coaching up some other athletes as well. So pretty cool to see this long list of names. I did miss out on one name, I think, and I want to give a shout here. I think for the screenshot just didn't fit. I think I was just missing Damon Williams Jr. from Washington. That's the only name that didn't pop up on the screenshot here. But a lot of good quarterback names. If you guys look toward the top, you're looking at one very important one as well when we're talking about Arch Manning being around the middle, I should say. Oklahoma quarterback who leaked this information, John Matier as well. So very intriguing. A lot of names here helping out at the Passing Academy. It says they're counselors, so I'm assuming they're kind of helping coach up a little bit as well. But very intriguing to kind of go out and see Les Snead being out there, putting in the work early already for next offseason. We'll have to wait and see what some of these college quarterbacks look like next year. But it's safe to say that one of these names on this list could, and very much will probably be on the list of potential prospects for the Rams to look at in next year's draft. You guys let me know how you feel about your general manager being out there, being aggressive, working out, or not working out, but kind of checking out some of these future prospects. Very intriguing to see Les Snead getting out there being busy. Moving on from that, last but not least, my favorite part of the episode, trivia of the day. I ask a trivia question. You give your trivia guesses down below in the comment section. Whether you're right or whether you're wrong, we give you a shout out on the next episode that I'm on here at the Rams Digest. Last episode's trivia of the day, we asked a fun question here. It was, what team went 15-1 in the regular season but lost its first playoff game? A few of you guys did play along. We had some multiple choice options for you all. The multiple choice options were, was it A, the Carolina Panthers in 2015, B, the 1998 Minnesota Vikings, C, the 2011 Packers, or D, the 2004 Steelers? What was the correct answer? A few of you guys played along at home, and if you've never seen this before, we give a shout out to every single person that plays along with the trivia of the day, whether they get it right or whether they get it wrong. So shout out to these folks who play along with last episode's trivia of the day. We have the Real J Will saying Vikings is my guess, and for some reason the Cardinals come to mind as the team who beat them. Thomas says Vikings, and talking about a different topic we were discussing last episode, Ferguson signed. So glad Ferguson signed, and I'm ready to see what the Rams defense has in store for the Eagles. Appreciate you, Thomas, for watching the whole video all the way through. Shout out to your guess of the Vikings. And Floyd also says the Vikings. Typically, when all people guess the same answer, they're all correct. Today, they are all incorrect. The correct answer for what team went 15-1 in the regular season but lost its first playoff game, as I'm not showing you guys out right here. Let me make sure I get you guys on there. Okay. Lost its first playoff game. The correct answer was C, the 2011 Packers, who went 15-1 and lost to the Giants, the New York Giants, in the divisional round. So appreciate all of you guys for playing along and guessing at home. Vikings was the incorrect answer. The correct answer was the Green Bay Packers in 2011. But again, whether you're right or whether you're wrong, we give you a shout out on the next episode of the Rams Digest. Just like these folks got a shout out here for the last episode's trivia of the day guesses. Play along with today's trivia of the day if you want to get a shout out, just like these folks on the next episode that I'm on here. Today's episode of Trivia of the Day is this question here. What Hall of Fame quarterback once threw more interceptions than touchdowns in a season and still made the Pro Bowl that same season? A lot of people who are fans of throwback football, if you will, back in the day, classic NFL legendary quarterbacks. I know for sure have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for all the quarterbacks of all time. But it's stats like this where people in my generation and younger kind of start to hate on the old generation. Like, how do you throw more interceptions than touchdowns in a season and make the Pro Bowl the same season? It's kind of one of those things. But hey, don't shoot the messenger. I agree with the old heads, if you will, the people who are always like to respect the legends, but these stats right here always throw some people off when we're comparing like old legendary quarterbacks to modern quarterbacks, right? So what Hall of Fame quarterback once threw more interceptions and touchdowns in a season and still made the Pro Bowl that same year? Was it A, Terry Bradshaw? Was it B, Troy Aikman? Was it C, Joe Namath? Or was it D, Warren Moon? Give your guesses down below in the comment section. Whether you're right or whether you're wrong, we'll give you a shout out on the next episode that I'm on here at the Rams Digest. Other than that, that's going to do it for me on today's episode of the Rams Digest. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys play along with Trivia today, please do so I can give you a shout out on the next episode. Again, just play along, have fun, and guess. Don't cheat, don't Google it, but just have fun with it. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor and press the subscribe button. We are on the road to 4,000 subscribers and appreciate every single one of you guys who is already subscribed. Keep subscribing if you are not so we can get to that 4,000 goal. Other than that, that's going to do it for me. I'm your host, Joshua Giron, and I am out.